Okay, so I'm here to talk about the reason why predators exist. So basically, I'm a Loli. I'm an adult Loli, basically. And so I can speak for at least for the children, tell the victims, speak to the victims, not for the victims, because I never experienced victimhood. But I can at least experience why it happened, like explain why it happened, basically. So the reason why predators, so the sex appeal of a lolly is basically very narrow. It's only two things. They don't have much sex appeal. They only have two things very sexy about them. It's their maturity and their seductiveness. So basically, a predator is someone that's attracted to them, attracted to what they are, basically. Their seductiveness, which is their maturity and their seductiveness. But the reason why a predator becomes a predator is he forces her to give up her maturity and her seductiveness. He forces her to become that, basically. But the things about lollies, they're not made for sex appeal. They're made for innocence. They represent innocence, basically. So she's not going to give up her treasure so easily because her sex appeal is so narrow that she doesn't see the appeal of having a man in her life, basically. So for an actual child, her Prince Charming should be her dad, but for adult Loli, it should be a man made for her, basically. For a child, it should be her dad, obviously. For adult Loli, it should be basically a man made for her. So the problem with predators is they're neither of that. They're not the dad, and even if they are the dad, they shouldn't sexualize their child, but they're not the dad or they're not behaving like a dad. So what they do is they forces the child or the lolly to give up their maturity and seductiveness to him, in return corrupting their innocence. And the reason why they feel the need to force themselves on the child is basically because they lack what they see in the child, which is maturity and seductiveness. So if you want to expose a predator and tell the truth about a predator, just tell them the truth. They lack maturity and they lack seductiveness, because that's why they need to force it. Because basically the man made for a lolly, he's willing to earn that maturity and that seductiveness, because it's so narrow that it's not broad like other women. I don't understand most women, because I'm just talking about what type of girl I am as a lolly, but I'm pretty sure most women's sex appeal is probably more broad, have more extreme than that, basically. But a lolly sex appeal is so small, basically. That's why I don't have a problem with the images of small body lollies really being sexualized, because that's low-key the perfect representation of us, because we're not really made for sex appeal. We're not made to be sexualized really, but we can give that to you, basically. But the difference is the man made for the lolly is willing to go on the hero's journey to earn that seductiveness and that maturity that they want so bad, for they can taste the innocence. The predator doesn't care about the innocence. He just wants the maturity. He just wants what he lacks. He just wants the maturity and the seductiveness. He wants what he lacks, basically. He doesn't care about the innocence, so he corrupts the innocent, which ends up corrupting the woman and the girl, basically. But the Prince Charming, he goes on the hero journey to earn that. He basically earns maturity. He earns seductiveness to the innocent girl, because her sex appeal is so narrow that her sexual appeal is so narrow that what she finds sexy is also so narrow, because she probably finds the same thing sexy, which is maturity and seductiveness. But she's so innocent, she doesn't have the value of a man yet. So she needs someone that's willing to basically be her braille. Like, she's blind to men, basically. So she needs basically a man she could touch and build up to be her braille of what a man represents. And so her man is willing to basically go on that journey to be seen as seductive and seen as mature and seductive to her, for he can taste her innocence and he can have her treasure, basically. So that's basically the difference between a predator and basically a Prince Charming, basically. This is why predators exist, because they want the treasure, but they corrupt the innocent, because they lack the maturity and the seductiveness to get what they want, basically. So they have to force themselves. While the Prince Charming, he's willing to go on the hero's journey to earn that seductiveness and maturity from that woman to taste the innocence. But that's why predators exist. Well, that's the difference between a predator. Yeah, that's why predators exist. So God bless y'all and bye bye.